Welcome back to NT Coins World. If you love coins, collecting, and discovering hidden treasures in your pocket change, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into two Lincoln pennies, the 1989 D Lincoln penny and 1989 Lincoln penny, that are worth more than just 1 cent. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, you'll want to stick around to learn about their history, design, mintage, errors, and market value. Let's get started. The 1989 D Lincoln penny might seem like just another common penny, but collectors have taken a keen interest in certain varieties and errors that can make this coin quite valuable. Let's break it all down. The 1989-D Lincoln penny was struck at the Denver Mint during a time when the US economy was experiencing rapid changes. This penny is part of the long-running Lincoln cent series, which began in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. By 1989, the composition of the Lincoln penny had been changed to a copper-plated zinc planchet to reduce production costs. The obverse of the 1989 D penny features a right-facing portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor D. Brenner. This design has been in use since 1909 and remains one of the most iconic images in US coinage history. The word Liberty is inscribed to the left of Lincoln, while the year 1989 appears to the right. Below the date is the D mint mark, indicating it was minted at the Denver Mint. Above Lincoln's head, the national motto, "In God We Trust," is prominently displayed. The reverse design features the Lincoln Memorial, created by Frank Gasparo in 1959. If you look closely, you can see the tiny statue of Lincoln inside the memorial, an impressive detail for such a small coin. The inscriptions United States of America and A Pluribus Unum appear above the monument, with the denomination 1 cent below it. The 1989 D penny had a massive mintage with over 5.3 billion coins struck. As a result, circulated examples are very common and can still be found in everyday pocket change. However, finding one in pristine condition or with an error can significantly boost its value. A typical 1989 D penny found in circulation is worth its face value of 1 cent. If you have an uncirculated example with strong luster and no wear, it could be worth between 25 cents and $1. Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, and Numismatic Guarantee Company, NGC, have graded some 1989 D pennies in MS67 or higher, and these can sell for $50 to $200 at auction. Although this coin was not struck as a proof, some extremely well-struck and lustrous examples with deep mirror-like surfaces can fetch higher premiums. Errors can turn an ordinary 1989 D penny into a sought-after collectible. Some of the most desirable error varieties include a doubled die. Occurs when the coin's design is struck more than once onto the die, creating a noticeable doubling effect. Some 1989-D pennies exhibit doubling on Liberty and the date, making them highly valuable. If a coin is struck off-center, part of the design will be missing, and these errors can be worth $20 to $100, depending on the severity of the misalignment. Some 1989-D pennies show raised lines or blobs due to die cracks or breaks during the minting process. Collectors often seek out dramatic examples. If a foreign object like a piece of grease or metal shaving is on the die, when the coin is struck, it can leave an impression or missing details. These are rare, but can be worth $50 or more depending on the severity. While the 1989 D Lincoln penny may not be the rarest or most valuable penny ever minted, certain error varieties and high-grade specimens can be worth significant money. If you find one with an error or in top condition, it might be worth getting it graded. Whether you're coin roll hunting or searching your pocket change, always keep an eye out for those rare finds. The 1989 Lincoln penny is a significant coin in the history of US coinage. While it may not always be the first coin that comes to mind when discussing valuable Lincoln pennies, this year's edition has unique aspects that make it highly interesting for collectors. The 1989 Lincoln penny was minted during a period of technological transition within the US Mint. This year marked a continuation of the composition change that had occurred in 1982, when the US transitioned from copper-based pennies to a primarily zinc composition with a thin copper plating. The 1989 Lincoln penny reflects the modern era of pennies that remain in circulation today. During this time, the US economy was thriving and the demand for coinage was high. This led to the mass production of Lincoln pennies, ensuring that the 1989 issue remains relatively common. However, despite its high mintage, some rare variations and errors have made this coin particularly intriguing. The design of the 1989 Lincoln penny remains consistent with the long-standing obverse and reverse motifs introduced in 1909 by Victor David Brenner. The obverse of the coin features a right-facing bust of President Abraham Lincoln. This design has been in use since the penny's inception in 1909 and remains a staple of US coinage. The inscriptions on the obverse include "In God We Trust" above Lincoln's head, "Liberty" to the left, and the year 1989 on the right side. Depending on where it was minted, you may find a D mint mark, Denver Mint, or no mint mark at all, Philadelphia Mint. The reverse features the Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced in 1959 to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. This side of the coin displays the inscriptions "United States of America" and "E Pluribus Unum" above the Lincoln Memorial, with 1 cent at the bottom. The fine details of the memorial, including the visible statue of Lincoln within the structure, make this design a favorite among collectors. The 1989 Lincoln penny had a high production volume, with billions of coins minted across multiple facilities. Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark. Approximately 7.2 billion coins minted. Denver Mint, D mint mark. Approximately 5.3 billion coins minted. San Francisco Mint, S mint mark. Proof coins, limited, proof mintage, primarily intended for collectors. While the standard circulation strikes are common, proof versions from the San Francisco Mint were produced with sharper details and a mirror-like finish, making them highly desirable among collectors. For most circulated 1989 Lincoln pennies, their value remains at face value due to their high mintage and widespread availability. However, certain conditions and error varieties can dramatically increase their worth. Typically worth around 1 cent to 5 cents, may fetch between $5 and $15 depending on quality, can range from $5 to $15, $50 depending on grading and demand. Unique errors and varieties can significantly increase a coin's value. One of the most fascinating aspects of the 1989 Lincoln penny is the potential for mint errors and die varieties. Some of the most notable include certain 1989 pennies exhibit a noticeable doubling of inscriptions, particularly on "Liberty" and "In God We Trust." Depending on the severity, these errors can be worth anywhere from $20 to over $200. While less common than obverse doubling, some examples show doubling in the Lincoln Memorial details, or lettering coins that were struck off-center, can range from minor misalignments, worth a few dollars, to dramatic off-center errors, worth over $100. A coin that was struck on a clipped or incomplete planchet can be valued between $10 and $50 depending on the severity. In rare cases, pennies were mistakenly struck on a different metal planchet. If a 1989 penny was accidentally struck on a dime planchet, for instance, its value could skyrocket. While the 1989 Lincoln penny is generally common, collectors seek out high-quality, uncirculated versions, proof coins, and rare errors. The key to finding valuable 1989 pennies lies in careful examination of mint marks, strike quality, and possible errors. Those interested in building a complete Lincoln penny collection often look for pristine specimens with strong eye appeal. If you're hunting for valuable 1989 pennies, checking coin rolls from banks or examining pocket change could lead to some exciting discoveries. Finding an error variety or an exceptionally well-preserved example could make your search well worth the effort. The 1989 Lincoln penny might not be the rarest coin out there, but it still holds significant interest among collectors, especially due to its error varieties and pristine proof versions. If you have one, take a close look. You never know if you're holding a hidden gem in your collection. That's it for today's deep dive into one of the top Lincoln pennies. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to NT Coins World for more fascinating coin discussions. Have you ever come across a rare 1989D and 1989 Lincoln pennies or an exciting error variety? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy collecting.